A HLOOKUP is just the other way of using VLOOKUP. The major difference between HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP is the arrangement of the data sets. So there is a kind of arrangement that would require the HLOOKUP, and there is the other that will require the VLOOKUP. So let's take a look at this table, and let's look at VLOOKUP first. Looking at this, now in this case, for the VLOOKUP, it has to scan from up to down. This is what the VLOOKUP is looking for. This is the item that it wants to look up. These items in this column, right? Now, for the HLOOKUP, you can see how the table is. Now, these are the items that the HLOOKUP wants to look up, all right? So it is not trying to scan based on the rows on that one column. Instead, it's trying to scan based on the single row in each column. So this is across the column, but the VLOOKUP is across the rows. Okay. So now, in this case, for example, I want to know how many of these items were sold in March for beverages. So I'm looking up for March. All right. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking up for March to give me this value for beverages. Okay, so let's see how it's gonna be. Let's go back to our notes. So it's gonna be more understandable. Now, this is the method for the VLOOKUP, right? All right, so let's do the HLOOKUP. That's gonna be horizontal lookup. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Surprisingly, it's the same thing. Now, in this case, it is not column now. It is going to check for the row. All right. So that's the only difference here. It's looking for this item A in a certain table and it's going to look for the value attached to the row in that table. And then I can now choose if it should be an exact match or it should be an approximate match. Let's see how that plays out. So now let's say I'm looking for the month of May, right? This is the lookup value, right? So I need to see the value for, let's make this text black because it looks like it's white. So now I look for the value of this May for cereal. All right. So we can see that cereal is the lookup value is here, right? It is not under one column. It is not values in a column, but there are cells across the columns. All right. So it is values in a row rather than values in a column. So I would say H lookup, then lookup value, just the same way. So I'm looking for the month of May, right? Then it's saying what's the table? So I will highlight this entire table. All right. Then he's asking the row index number. You know, it was asking column index number for VLOOKUP, but in HLOOKUP, it's saying the row index number. That means we are doing something like this, all right? Instead of column by column, we are trying to get the row numbers. Okay, so what do we need, right? We need cereal. So serial is in what number? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, and 5. So I need to row 5. And should it be approximate match? No, I want it to be an exact match. And this is what I have. So serial 600 in May. And if we try to check it, this is May here, and this is serial. So you could do that for the diary. You can change that. If I change this to snaps, because it is a referenced cell, oh, awesome, awesome. So it's not going to change because snacks now does not is not the fifth row, right? Snacks is not the fifth row, snacks is the third row. So if I type in 3, I will get the value of snacks in May. All right. So that's how H lookup works. So just practice it, feel for the diary, and you can try changing it based on the month. Like if I choose February, things should change, right? So you could just play around with it, understand it very well, and see the difference between the VLOOKUP and the HLOOKUP. I hope you enjoy this, and we will continue in the next. Bye.